So I may have some things that come up. So you may see some slides that I know you guys want to take a picture and you can, but you may see some slides that I don't mean of us. I mean of the other slides. But I may go through kind of quick on some of them, but you can go back if you have it. I do have this available. You go to tour portions, and I'll have that uploaded. Jethro's advice. Last year I did this, so if some of y'all remember, we talked about the gods. Now I know that Yahweh is greater than all gods because in this affair, they dealt arrogantly with the people. I love this statement that Jethro says, now I know. Something happened that made him say, now I know. Maybe it was a doubt at first. Maybe it was like, but now I know that Yahweh is greater than all the gods. And we spent time last year, I think it was last year, wow, when we went through how Yahweh devastated every single god of Egypt by showing them the plagues. And I'm going to run through that real quick. I'm not going to do that lesson over again. It's kind of exhausting when you're looking at all these guys. That's not my Yahweh. That's not my God. So, but I'm going to click through that real quick. But there is a point I want to bring out. For I would pass through the land of Egypt that night, and I would strike down all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both men and beasts, and on all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgments. I am Yahweh. Okay, not me, but you. So he's serious about the fact that he is the one. He is the most and supreme. And you see that constantly throughout the scriptures. All the gods, I'm going to execute my judgment and let you know who I am. Yahweh hates other gods and continually asserts himself as the one and only. You'll see, I'm going to show you a few scriptures here where he says that. There is no God besides me. There is none. There is no God besides me. And it seems like, why would you have to say that? Is there a need to say that today? We don't have gods anymore, right? We don't have this anymore. There is no gods beside him. He says it again, before me no God was formed, nor shall there be any after me. I love it. He is asserting himself as the one and only that was, that is, and forever will be. There is no one that's going to get close to me. And he's the only one that can make that claim so powerfully. I know mankind, we like to put ourselves in a position of power where we can feel like that we're invincible. We've seen companies rise and fall. We've seen great men rise and fall. But he's the only one that's going to be able to say these words and they be sustained throughout the end of time. He says, I am, and that's it. There is no more. I am Yahweh, and besides me, there is no Savior. I am He. There is no one who can deliver from my hand. Try to take someone out of my hand. If I got you, no one can get you out of it. And I'm listening to the tone of his voice, and he's making sure you know. He's reminding them that I am everything. The Alpha, the Omega. The Aleph, come on, Aleph in the top. Aleph, yeah. Yes. Aleph top. Okay. I work, and who can turn it back? Oh, I love it. He said you can do what you want to. I close the door, you try to open it. I open the door, you can't try to close it. He says what I put in motion, you can't stop. And I'm saying those words because as they leave my mouth, they encourage me. And I think they will encourage you as you're reminded of who he is. It seems like this is so basic. Why would you have to say it? Or don't we all know that? But as I say all the time, he needs to remind us that he is Yahweh. There is no one like him. For thus says Yahweh, who created the heavens. He is God. Who formed the earth and made it. He established it. He did not create it empty. He formed it to be inhabited. I am Yahweh, and there is no other. You hear him saying it of himself, but you'll also hear servants of his say it of him too. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh God, Yahweh is just one. To you it was shown that you might know that Yahweh is God, there is no other besides him. You believe that God is one, you do well. Even the demons believe that and shudder. There is none like you, O Yahweh, there is no God besides you. That they may know that you alone, whose name is Yahweh, are the most high over all earth. Sometimes it's good to actually verbalize these words out loud. I encourage you or remind you, say it out loud. When you're going through a difficult time, there is no other God. When you're tempted with another God, there is no other God. There is no other Savior. There is no other rock. Why are other gods so offensive to him? I think it was one of the first commandments. I can't remember which commandment it was, right?
He's a jealous God.
He's a jealous God. Why so jealous?
Because he loves us.
Loves you.
He goes back to nobody can take them out of his hands. He doesn't want him.
Right. No one can take you out. I don't want you to take me out. It's a very passionate and personal attitude he has towards you. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
Very intensely. He's not like, oh, give one, take one. Sometimes you lose them, sometimes you win. He's passionately. No one's going to mess up with you.
He doesn't sound very politically correct.
Yeah, that's the problem with this movement. It's way too exclusive. It's way too narrow.
Because it kind of reminds me of when he says, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what the scripture is, but he says that he wished that none should perish. You know what I mean? Like, that's one reason that's so offensive to him, because it's leading them down the road of death and destruction instead of life, the way that he set it up to be.
Right. Amen.
As a creator, as the creator of everything, you can't even, you don't even fathom. And as, of course, us as men, we don't fathom his thoughts because his ways are higher than ours.
Right.
But as creator, he is the only one that can say, I said, period. And that be it.
That's it.
He's the only one that has the authority and the right.
Right.
We as men, we make things, but we make things out of what he's already created. So we can't say, I'm creator. You didn't create anything. You took it from what he already put here.
Right.
So as God, the idols that we make, we're making them out of stuff that he put here. So he has the right.
Right. I love it. Yeah. He's the only one. What did or do guys offer? Why is it such a problem? Why is it such a problem that it's in the top 10? Why is it such a problem that's in the top 5? Why is it such a problem that he has to continue to remind his people and the people of the world that I am Yahweh, I am God? See, I just want to peruse right through the scripture and be like, why tell me something that's a given? Don't we already know that? It's like saying there is gravity. Okay, we know there's gravity. But there must be something defining it that he has to continue to remind us, yeah.
Because it puts his people in sort of a delusional state. You know what I mean? Dr. Miles Monroe said it like this, that like him being the manufacturer is ruining his product. You know what I mean? His creation, what he put here to have dominion over the earth, it's ruining them and causing an effect to where it's separating us from him.
Right. I love it. And you just tapped into something I was about to say. Counterfeit. Counterfeit. I think I don't want to call that names of countries, but there's a country that's known for counterfeit. There's people that's known for counterfeit and bootleg type things. And if you make something that you're original and you find somebody has a counterfeit of your product and still in your sales, because they have a counterfeit product, and counterfeits are never as good as the original. They're passionate. Like, that's a counterfeit. That's not a God. God is promising you that he's going to be your rock, your savior, your salvation, your comfort. And then when you go somewhere else to try to get that and someone else or something else says, I'm going to be that God for you, he says, oh, I can't stand it. It's a counterfeit. That's not me. You're posing, and that's your idol there. Yeah.
And when he said I'm a jealous God, he's talking to Israel. He chose to be the redeemer of this tiny little nation of slaves. Okay? And he has shown his glory through Israel and through those who join Israel down to the ages.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Well, there shouldn't be any Israelites left. They've been tried to be wiped out so many times, and yet.
But that's,
Yes, here we are.
that's why he has to keep reminding
Mm.
them.
I see. Okay.
He's like, don't forget,
Right.
you're a garrison. You know, we used to tell our boys.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you represent me.
Right. That's a good point. And even the Israelites and we, his people, can look out and say, well, what about, no, it's still me. Because it can seem like somebody else has more, or there's another God that's kind of like, well, this is not, no, I'm the only one. I love it. Yeah. I'm not going to go through this, but we looked at each God and how Yahweh put them to shame through his plagues and judgments. So I'll let you do that, but we did that last time. And we talked about it shows up in games. It shows them, and I used to play these card games and such, and movies. There's a whole list of different movies that have come up there using other guys, and what it does is it desensitizes you to how extreme it is. It desensitizes you to how extreme it is. So I started getting into, like one of the things that's hard to get away from is the magical arena. When it comes to magic and all this other, you see that and you get desensitized. Like, oh, it's not it's everywhere, it's okay. And I have to try to teach my daughters, like, we can't, no. But it's everywhere, everything you touch, and it seems so innocent. These are games, these are films now. And movies and such. Go ahead.